This meeting is being recorded.
Great. I just heard that recording is in progress, so what you say will be recorded. And I want to thank Brother Zeeshan to come and pitch in one of our Silicon Valley Entrepreneurship Club pitch session. And it seems like we have a lot of interest in what you have to say. We have, mashallah, 15 participants right now. I just want to go over a little bit the structure of the meeting. We ask that everyone please stay quiet as to to respect the presentation. So Brother Zeeshan will go over his pitch presentation first, and then he has a little 2-minute demo. After that, we will open up to the questions. And the way the questions will work is you guys will have to raise your hands, and then we will go through people who have raised their hands, ask their questions, and Brother Zeeshan can answer, and then we can conclude at that time. So with that, I hand it over to Brother Zeeshan Usmani.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So nice to be here. I talk fast, so if you don't understand anything, let me know and I will repeat with the same speed. My name is Zeeshan Usmani. This is SkilledScore. We are trying to upgrade humans. This idea is very, very personal to me. It's very, very close to my heart. I am originally from Sakhar, Pakistan, from interior Sindh. I'm youngest of 14, 9 brothers and 5 sisters. I'm the only one who's been to college. So when I look back and see what caused the difference, between me and my siblings, and the one thing that stood out is the guidance. Right people at the right time, right guidance, right piece of advice. They change my journey and change my destination. 6 of my brothers cannot write or read their own names in their own language. There's a huge difference. And this difference happened because of the right guidance. Now, the problem is generally we have 1.3 billion youth in the world. 65% of the Pakistani population is under 30. And same is happening in India and Bangladesh and Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia, UAE, and everywhere else, where these kids can go, where they can ask the questions. So this is how the idea came into being. This was cooking a big burner for the last 3 years. I've been chipping in a little bit, and with the AI, with the chat GPTs and everything. So what AI did, ChatGPT did, is makes AI understandable to the masses. Now you talk to anybody and they would know what ChatGPT is. So the acceptance is very, very high, and I thought this is the right time to go about this idea. So have you heard the saying that I wish somebody would have told me this 10 years ago? So what we are trying to do is we are creating that someone for the generations to come. So you don't have to repeat that sentence again. There is always an AI that would tell you 10 years in advance what to do next. So these are, and every single things and numbers that I'm presenting here are properly researched back by the peer-reviewed journals. 65% of the graduates are unprepared. Wherever you want to go in this world, you need to know 3 things: where you are, where you want to go, and how to get there. If you do not know where you are, nobody can guide you, and everybody can guide you. You can follow anybody's path and you can go, wherever you want to go, but you are not going into the right direction where you want to go. If you're not going in towards the right direction, speed doesn't matter how fast or slow you are. So, but how to tell that where you are, where you need to go, and how to get there? There are 3 problems that we need to solve. We are exactly on the same cusp of the history where we were in 1990s with the advent of internet and emails and everything. McKinsey says 800 million jobs will be displaced by AI. AI will create another 300-400 million jobs, but all of those jobs required AI in one way or another. We might not be replaced by an AI, but we will definitely be replaced by somebody who knows AI. 46% of the graduates believe they do not have the right skills to perform in this jobs market. 87% of the companies think they need to reskill and upskill their existing employees or the new hires they're getting from the market. 97 million jobs will be created by AI in next 1 year alone. There are 2,000% increase in jobs of AI related in just last 1 year. So SkilledScore is the answer. So what we are trying to do, you heard about credit score. So they Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. They rank you based on your financial history, if your payments were on time, if you paid back the loans and all of those things. And they give you a score between 350 to 850. 350, you are bankrupt, you cannot even get a job. 850, you can get a Tesla for 0% down payment. We wanted to quantify the human based on their skills, their education, their network, their experiences, and then everything, and give you a number between 0 to 100. You are 93, man, you should be leading the country. My score is 13. If I die today, nothing is going to change in America. We divided those score into three impact levels. So if your score is between 1 to 30, it means you are in a learning phase. You are in high school, you are doing your undergrad, you are doing your masters. Between 30 to 70, you are in growth phase. So you have some education and now you are growing yourself. You are working on your finances, you are working towards getting the good positions. 70 to 100, you are in the impact phase. This is where you should give back to the society. Our secret sauce comes from these four things. Number one is the ILO level. ILO is a subsidiary organization by United Nations, International Labour Organization. They just turned 101 years old last October. They have mapped 18,000 world professions, from peon to lifeguard to bodyguard to astrobiologist to wild photographer, everything. 5321 is the code for the data scientist. It needs to know these things. Peon needs to know those things. And they divided the world people into four levels: level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Level 1, you have a body, you don't have much brain, but you can do something to bring the food on the table for your family. So you can, mop the floor, you can be a janitor, you can open the car's door, you can open the door for the restaurant, very, very basic things. Level 2, a skill can be taught between 3 to 6 months. All of the vocational trainings. You can be a plumber, carpenter, blacksmith, goldsmith, driver, DoorDash delivery guy. Level 3, people like us, bachelors, masters, PhD, data scientists. Level 4 are the intelligentsia, whose tweets can change the stock market. Elon Musk, Noam Chomsky, Bill Gates. Even in America, there are only 2.2% people on level 4. 25% are level 3, and 70% of the nation are in level 1 and 2. Uh, Most of the people get into this step, they want to jump from level 1 to level 4. That ain't going to happen. So you need to go from level 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So first, it determines from your CV. You just upload your CV on the system or your LinkedIn profile. It will determine what's your level. Then it can guide you properly. Second is geographic opportunities. Okay, you are a very good, you are a master of your trade, but you might be in the wrong location. You are not a tree. You can move. You know quantum computing. You live in Ghotki. You will starve to death. Nobody is hiring for quantum computing in Ghotki. You move to Silicon Valley. You move to New Zealand. You might be a millionaire. So you know Java, but you live in Delhi. You live in Hyderabad. You live in Karachi. You will again find very, very hard, because there are 1 million people who knows Java and there are only 5,000 jobs. So you may need to upskill, reskill yourself. You might need to change your location. Skill readiness. Out of those 18,000 world professions, will scan your CV and background and will tell you how many employable skills you have. So I can be a YouTuber, I have a big following, I can be a professor, I have a PhD, I can be a book writer, I've written a few books, and I can be a startup CEO. So at least I have 7, 8 things that I can bring the food on the table for my family. Future readiness. So you might be perfectly fine right now working, but you might not be able to survive in future. You are in SEO, you are in content development, you are in some area that's going to eat up by AI. So what you need to learn to be able to employable in future. So the weighted average of these four will determine your score. So 3 levels: you are in learning phase, growth phase, or the impact phase, and then 4 things that determining your score. And then we will give you a complete career summary in 2 paragraph, plain simple English, that this is what you have done in last 30, 40, 20 years of your life, and this is the career path. Simple 2 paragraph plain English summary. These are the things that you can do. You want to move forward with your future. It will be make you employability proof, that you will be able to get the employment. It make you future proof. You will not be kicked out by the AI. So this is the complete framework. It's available live. I will show you the demo as well. It will suggest you the courses that you need to do. It will also tell you the jobs. It's not giving you thousands of jobs. It will give you like 5 jobs. But those jobs, you will be a soulmate. You will walk into the people, say, "Oh man, I was waiting for you. Where were you?" So it will increase your, not you will get the job and you'll get the money. It will also increase your score and make you future ready as well. It will help in efficient hiring, reduce turnover, which will boost productivity as well. Right now, we have a premium model. Anybody can join on the platform. In premium subscription, I will explain you. We are adding books, we are adding experiences, conferences, even immigration. Out of 200 countries, which countries you can go in? Which countries are giving the visas of people like you with your skill set? Even if you move to country, so you would not do the PhD from Pakistan and move to Canada and start working for the gas station, will you be able to get a job there or not? And then we have the enterprise version as well. So enterprise versions, once we launch, launch as a D2C product. We just launched like a couple of weeks ago. But 80% of the queries we start receiving are from the enterprises. We are talking to Infosys. They want to integrate it in their Springboard, which is already functioning in 40 states across America. It's already in pilot with KFC. We are talking to Interloop. We have like 20 plus queries from enterprise clients so far. So we are working on the MSA agreements with enterprises as well, where you can have the AI headhunter license or license for their LMS or simple API monetization from whatever LMS or the employee training platform they are using. The global market is $570 billion. 136 is our SAM. Even if we were able to achieve 0.1% of this in the next 5 years, this is our projection, we'll be doing the revenue for $143 million in next 5 years. The 1.3 billion youth worldwide, and they keep increasing. Every single youth between the age of 15 and 30 is our ideal customers, but we can serve the middle-aged population as well, guys between 30 and 45, if they want to reskill because of the AI. So I'm only talking about youth. If you add those one, then our projected revenue and the same and TAM, everything will increase. We are aligned with the current trends. White House do it out 2 weeks ago that they would hire anybody in cybersecurity if they have the certifications, even without the degree. World is going towards the skills, towards the experiences. We have 3 remote competitors: Career Karma, Handshake, and Find Your Grind. They're not even doing 20% of what we are able to do in SkilledScore, and I will show you the live demo at the end of this presentation. My history, I am a super geek. I have 6 masters and a PhD, all in computer science. I am well versed in data science, AI, and blockchain. I worked with Mohammed bin Salman's personal office for 4 years, launched several projects in Saudi Arabia. I've led teams at Home Depot, at Miss Foundation, at Quadio, at Prime, Discord Financials, and Citibank. I've had other startups before as well. One of my startups is Guftugu Publications. We started with $20,000 seed round. We are doing $500,000 per year for the last couple of years. We sell books, we write books, and we sell in Pakistan. Second one is Mentoga, where you can do one-to-one counseling for your career counseling sessions. We are doing 1.2 million AR per year. We started, very little amount. Wali, we raised $3.8 million, is already a 250 people company. We are already in 11 countries. We have 250 people. I'm one of the partners. So this would be my 4th. My work has been featured exclusively as a cover story on CNN, on Economist, on Wall Street Journal. I'm Fulbright Scholar twice. I am the youngest Eisenhower Fellow in the world. I've received 11 fellowships so far from the State Department. I've been to 124 countries, worked in 21, and I have a 5.2 million people following me on social media, on different channels, from my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So even if I'm able to achieve, convince 1% of it, we will have a lot of people on our platform. In team, we have Sana Rashid. She's one of our co-founders. She's the CTO. She has a PhD in blockchain and business. We have Rahil Bodla, who worked with Tesla for a couple of years to launch their Model 3. We have Salman Haider from Merrill Lynch. He has a 20 years experience investment banker guy. And then we have Jacob, who is our director of legal. He has a law firm in San Diego. D2C will go from SEO, from blogging to marketing. Enterprise, I've already explained that we are talking to a few enterprises and we are looking at different models. So this is our GTM strategy. This quarter, we like to really focus on the beta launch, which has already happened, and want to get on board at least 3 clients, enterprise, and a couple of thousand users from D2C, and then move from there. So right now we have 50,000 users. In last couple of weeks, 180 paid subscribers. We are gaining 1,000 users a day for last almost 2 months. We haven't spent a single penny on marketing yet. It's just simply plain word of mouth. We have invested close to $500,000, 4,000 from my pocket, and 100,000 we got it as a pre-seed from one of the companies I used to work with. We are in enterprise discussions with a couple of clients, 21 as of today. Complete code is developed, complete site is functional. You can go and test it right now. So this is our roadmap to impact 1 million lives. We want to do the Series A for 7.5 million. We are right now raising $2 million against 20% of the equity. So this is our ask, $2 million against 20% of the equity. Post money, majority of this funding we will use for development and marketing of the product. So this is our financial projections, getting us to $143 million for total revenue in 5 years. I've done it at least thrice before, so I'm pretty confident about those numbers. So this is the presentation. We like you to join us today to impact the future. Now let me go back and give you a very quick live demo of the product. So before the live demo, let me get you to the admin panel to see how many users we have. Last I checked was 50,000. So as of today, we have 215 paid users, 61,443 total users. So these 11,400 users we must have got in last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday alone, and some 40 users as paid subscribers. So you go to the website, everything is there, pretty simple. It simply explains what the website is, how the system works, everything that I've explained to you in simple, plain English. You can sign up for free. Let me do the sign up. With my account, you can sign up with Google, you can sign up with Microsoft. We are adding the social media handles as well. So it's showing the score that ILO level is 3, overall score is 64. This is geographic opportunities I have, this is the skill readiness I have, and this is how ready I am for the future. You can download the complete report. You can click on upskilling. It will show you all of the courses that it's suggesting to do to increase my skills, mostly data storytelling, mostly things that in management that I like. I'm good in computer science, so it's not suggesting me much courses for data science or analytics. It will also suggest me the jobs, entrepreneur residence, chief of staff, CEO, president, CEO, based on my profile. And then we have the surveys. If you want to, for those 60,000 people, you want to do any surveys, you can do your surveys as well. In the future versions that's about to come, we have immigration here, we have books here that we are suggesting based on your score. We have the experiences, conferences, travel, even the people that you would like to meet within our platform. Your score is 40, you want to meet somebody who has a score of 80, you can directly connect on this platform to that person as well. So this is about the presentation. So now I'm opening the floor for any questions that you might have. Thank you so much.
Awesome. This was a amazing presentation, and I think one of the few presentations I have seen where you have hit all the marks, and it speaks to your experience in entrepreneurship. A lot of the time, what we see is that founders, they either very focused on the product or or something else, but they miss out the key elements, the revenue, the competitive analysis, and I think you hit all of them. Thank you so much again for coming and presenting. And I have a ton of questions, but I want to give chance to the audience to ask their questions. And just to recall, please raise your hands. And Dr. Amr, go ahead. I think I see you have your hand raised. Dr. Amr, you have to unmute yourself, or
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, excellent presentation, Brother Zeeshan. You're going a little bit too fast. I would recommend in the future to slow down a little bit. And yeah, it seemed like you covered most of the important corners, as Brother Humaid said. Can you clarify, are you U.S. corporation, a C corporation? Are you incorporated in Delaware or which state? And you indicated that you want to raise $2 million with 20% for 20% equity. Is this my understanding?
Yes, understanding is correct. $2 million against 20% equity. We are based in New York. Company is registered in New York. Staff is in New York. Everything is in New York.
So you're a C corporation in New York?
We are LLC in New York.
LLC.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're probably going to find, if you haven't already, that when you talk to venture capital investors, they prefer to invest in a C corporation where it allows you to have different classes of shares, preferred shares and common shares.
This is what we are in the process of doing it right now.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
how much
Sorry.
money? I just want one quick follow-up, Hamid.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
How much money has been invested in the company so far?
$476,000.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll ask people to ask one question at a time so we can have everyone, and I'm sure we'll have time to like we can come back to you for additional questions. I think I had seen Brother Kamran raise his hand, but
Yeah,
Brother Kamran, do you still have a question or is it answered?
no, so I kind of answered, but I was just curious about one question from Brother Zeeshan again. Mashallah, very good presentation. I guess the question really is the fact that how do you create that credibility? Because if you look at job market fit, or how do you evaluate that? Because I know you're doing partnership, like your score. How can people really have the confidence level with the scoring that you are proposing?
We need to earn the trust from the customers. There are so many, startups out there, so many people. We are very the new kid in the block. But the more they used, what we find that out of those, 60,000 customers that we have, everybody is using it. First they come, they see their score, they go away, they come back next, and they spend 15 minutes and 20 minutes and 30 minutes, an hour and 2 hours. The more you use it, the more you will learn, and then the more changes you will see in yourself, in your interview preparations and everything else, and that would give you the confidence about the score. And we once we launch this is in the making as well. We are talking to few universities and few employers as well who would ask to submit your score as part of their application to the employer or to the universities.
I think that's a good question. I had the same question. Like, what formula are you guys using? Like, what weights are you guys assigning to different things? For example, like if someone has a PhD, like these days you see a lot of CEOs hearing that, hey, you don't need a college degree. And how are you? And if it's a trade secret, if it's IP, I don't want you to go too deep into it. But if you can talk a little bit about that, yeah.
It took us 9 months to build the formula. As I explained, it comes from 4 things. So number one is ILO. We get the license of every single those 80,000 professions from ILO. Then we acquired the data, we license, we spend money for OneNet, from the State Department, from WEF, from United Nations, from World Bank. We got the data from 17 different sources, and we bought it. Interesting thing happened after ChatGPT. None of them are giving this data to anybody anymore. So even if you launch the competitor today, you would not be able to compete our formula because you don't have the access to the data. We were fortunate enough to get it before the ChatGPT. So geography, very simple. Where you are, how many people are there, how many jobs are there, what is going to do the cohort analysis. You know Java, you are in Karachi, you know how many other people know Java as well. So if you come back after a week, your score might increase or decrease based on how the market is moving. Employable skills, you do 2 more new skills, you learn test programming, quantum computing, it will increase as well. So a very, very complicated formula for all of those things, and this is we are very, very confident about, and this is what we have seen from the user growth, that without spending a penny, that we are getting 1,000 users a day.
Awesome. I have so many follow-up questions to that, but the next question is Brother Ahmed. I think it's a really good question as well. Brother Ahmed, go ahead.
I can't hear you, Brother Ahmed.
Brother Ahmed,
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me now?
I'm
sorry,
yes.
I was muted. Yeah. I was saying, how different is it from LinkedIn and Udemy? So as an end user, if I take any courses on Udemy or LinkedIn, I can quickly post these on my profile, and people at that point will use their judgment to evaluate me depending upon the job I'm applying to. They look at my certificates, my experience. So it looks like you're combining the background check results with the technical skills, and degrees. So yeah, how different is it? It can help me out.
So LinkedIn, this is LinkedIn 2.0. So this is LinkedIn plus credit score. People would evaluate you based on their own likeliness. This is very, very subjective. This is a tool where you have a quantifiable way to be evaluated. People can evaluate you. You can evaluate yourself as well. You were on 60. You use the software for 6 months. You work on the recommendation, and now you see your score will increase or decrease based on the market dynamics. I ask you to learn Java, you learn Java, your score may decrease because there are 10,000 other people who in your city who are learning Java as well. So you are continuously competing against yourself, against the market, and against globally. So it would give you a 63. It means you are 63 worldwide, not in San Francisco, not in the Bay Area. So worldwide, how do you compete? And where you can move, what else you can do. So it's a very unique way to quantify it. Yeah.
Got it. Looking ahead.
Awesome. Sister Humera, I see your hand up.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan, very good presentation. Something that I think all the community members need this. My background is like we do provide courses for STEM engineering and AI literacy to fill that gap for middle schoolers and high schoolers. So I was thinking, so when a high schooler has all these skills, uh, like yeah, all these skills like they're AI literate, they have all these coding skills, and then how do you compare them with like a graduate or a master students who does, I mean, like who might not have all these skills, right? So what's the variation in their skills? So that does the high schooler score is more than that for graduate, or how does that work?
It depends what are the skills they have. The guy who is doing the bachelor's as well. So if you are comparing somebody with who is doing simple bachelor's in mathematics versus the guy with the AI, clearly they have the more score in the employability based on the jobs, how many jobs we have. But then we are also calculating the experience. We are also calculating the ILO score. So if you need to be on 3, you need to have at least bachelor's. So they would be on ILO level 2. We are also doing the experiences and the kind of titles that you have previously. So you are not on C level, you are not on C level. So they might have good score on the skills part, but they might be low on the other parts as well. So it's very,
And I think that
comprehensive one.
Yeah, yeah.
that brings my mind to another question. Follow up to Sister Humera's question is who's your target market? Like, what are the customers that we were going after?
Youth, mainly between the age of 15 and 30. This is our ICP.
And right now, is there like a certain region or market you guys are focusing on?
We are right now focusing on North America and South Asia.
North America, South Asia. Okay. Awesome. Brother Osama, you have your hand up. Yeah, you will have to unmute yourself to ask the
Great.
question.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. I'm calling in from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a founder in Atlanta, but found this group, and mashallah, you guys are doing great things. So I had a question in terms of the feature set that you guys have. So you have so many features, so many potential things you can be doing for so many different people. From your initial users, those 200 people that have signed up, what is the 1 or 2 features you think are the most important that the people are coming back to? Are these people in the United States? Are they overseas? Just tell me a little bit about your current users.
So right now we have 50% split. 50% are from Europe and America, 50% are from South Asia. The feedback that we are receiving, the best part they like are the jobs, not the courses, not the score, not everything else. This is the kind of jobs that you are suggesting to us. We do not find these jobs anywhere. We go to LinkedIn, we go to Google, we go to Monster, but these are jobs are just hidden in the plain sight. And once we read about the jobs and the job description, this is clearly like a like a dating site. This is like a soulmate that we found. And once they appear on those interviews, they learn more about these. One feedback that we keep getting from all of the users is that you are giving us the perfect job. I don't know what secret sauce you have, but the job that you are recommended is you are just killing it.
Awesome.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Sister Resha, I see your hand up.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Usman, Zeeshan, how are you doing? Very glad to see you, and Jazakallah khair for an excellent presentation. You did hit all the marks. I have a couple of questions actually, because we just hosted an event Friday on AI and the use of AI and specifically job opportunities and creating jobs for skilled individuals. Couple of comments. First of all, on your pitch, I would like to see. I know you towards the end you introduced yourself about your background, and normally what I do is I recommend, if you already have a product and you have revenue, it's better to go ahead with your background first, so that if you are raising funds, people can, that could be your last slide, that, this is what you're raising, but your background people know ahead of time. And you kind of bring in more unit economics first instead of explaining the cause, because you already have a product in place. And like what people are asking you, like, what's your target market? What's your current market? All of that it'll save you more time, because you can dive deeper into your go-to-market strategy or your fundraise towards a segment. So that's just one suggestion. Then another one was, if you have a product demo that you can walk through, like how does it work for someone? Because a lot of times I deal with a lot of youth that are, in fact, I was in the car with 3 youth that just dipped on me because they didn't find this thing interesting. So that's a kind of a statement of how you attract a youth group that is already using a lot of automation. There's a lot of websites. We in fact have a youth from our group that just launched Hatch, which is a similar, it's an AI for recruitment, HR AI. And they're doing the same thing. They're drawing data online from your skills and then telling you what your skill set is, what your job market should be, and how to get hired. So that's another challenge. How do you target? And for that, I want to suggest an affiliate with colleges would be a great opportunity. If you are in Asia, have a couple of affiliation with campuses, so you can actually have this product ready right when the kids graduate. And that could be recommended as a college career department recommendation. Here in America, most of the colleges have a career department. It's easier to access them and have your, kind of a marketing strategy from there. So you can immediately get that access and growth right after the kids graduate. They can utilize that skill. Last but not the least, I didn't see any board advisory. I have an EdTech panel and an EdTech group. So we actually put advisors that are in the EdTech technology as advisors. So that gets you through, areas of regions like European region where they have different, data privacy rules, and then Asia has a different privacy rule, the Middle East. So if you have that affiliation with EdTech advisors, I would say that would bump your fundraising with VCs.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
I'm going to close down because Jazakallah khair. Thank you, Brother Humayt, for hosting, and this was really good. Jazakallah.
Awesome. No, I think that was a really good feedback. I think the more affiliations, especially something that came to my mind as well, like affiliations with universities. So I see Dr. Umar has his hand up. So Dr. Umar, is it okay if I kind of like ask 1 or 2 questions from myself before I get back to you? I will take that as.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So my question is basically, a lot of time when you see these pitches in front of like VCs, and there's 2 questions very close to their hearts, and it makes sense too, because they really want to protect their investments, right? One is competitive analysis. So my first question is, and that's how it relates to Brother Ahmed's question, is like, why aren't you putting LinkedIn or even like something like maybe not Indeed, but LinkedIn more so as a competitor? So that's my first question. And the second question, and I hear this like, pretty much in every pitch, is like, how are you protecting your IP? I think you touched upon it a little bit, like when you talked about the data, no one can access the data. But at the same time, their question would be like, how LinkedIn come in and they can start their own, some kind of scoring system. So what would protect you in the long term, and what would protect their investment in the long term?
Okay. We do not think the LinkedIn is our competitor, because for us, LinkedIn is very, very dumb. That's simply we are not providing a platform to create your profile. We are not working on curating any courses. We are not going to launch any courses. This is just a test. It's like a diagnostic. You go to Quest Labs and they take your blood and they give you what is in your blood. So exactly same thing. We take you whatever information you give and we give you this is where you are globally. So we are not the platform to make your CVs, to do the introduction. Is kind of a diagnostic. We call it a career clinic. So it's more kind of a career clinic. So with this approach, we do not find them as our competitor. Production of yeah.
So before we move on to that, so the follow-up question is, from functional perspective, I see you guys are doing different things, but as far as like advantage to the user, the key driver for both of them is that, like you mentioned, that we want to find a perfect job for the person, like a student or someone looking for a job. I think LinkedIn would say the same thing, although they're approaching it differently. They're trying to build a network or provide training courses and whatnot. So from that perspective, do you think that kind of like qualifies them as your competitor?
Yes, it will. But we do not want to confuse the users with LinkedIn experience. They've been doing this for last 10, 20, 12 years. This years, and they would not be able to. They will lose the message. So this. Okay. Second, about the IPs, we are very working very cautious about our IPs and our data sets. So what we did, all of the data that we have, we trained our own model, then we created the ABD, which we call artificial big data, with the inferences, and then we go give those inferences to our machine learning models. So even if you have our access to our GitHub or repo, you would not be able to get to the actual data. We have kind of first mover advantage as well. We've been working and collecting data for last at least 3 years on this one. So even if somebody want to start, we already have a head start for like at least 3 years. And the kind of data that we've accumulated, this data is no more available after ChatGPT. So there's the competitive advantage that we have. But again, if LinkedIn want to launch something like similar to that one, with all of the money they have, with all of the teams they had, with all of the data that we have, clearly that would be a bit of competition. Very honestly.
Sounds good. Dr. Amar, you have your hand up.
Yes, it's overlap with something you mentioned, Hamid. I didn't notice. I have to step out for a minute, but you may have shown it. But I didn't notice that you have any slide about competitive analysis. Who do you consider are competitors, and how you stand in terms of capabilities versus other alternatives?
So we find 3: Career Karma, Handshake, and Find Your Grind. Each of them have raised $60 million plus. For Find Your Grind, only have 20,000 users. Within few weeks, we already got to 60,000 users. They're very niche areas. They do not help you in jobs. They do not help you in career summary or past profile. They would not give you the score as well. So Handshake will help you find a place in for like summer internships. Career Karma will tell you what new skills that are coming. So they're only focusing on one area. One is focusing only on future readiness. Another is only focusing on AI literacy. So there is no wholesome comprehensive model that any one of those are offering.
Could you, is it possible you put that slide again, Zeeshan, of the competitive analysis?
Sure.
Because this is something that most investors, as Hamid mentioned, will focus on to understand the landscape and yes, okay.
So Career Karma, Handshake are not doing any career assessment. Find Your Grind are doing it, but they're only doing it for lifestyle assessment. What is your psychometric profile, what kind of a person you are, not on the technical grounds. We are the only one with the ChatGPT integration or with LLMs integration. We have a tailored career map. Career Karma is doing that one. Handshake is not doing it. We have job matching. Career Karma do not suggest you any jobs. Find Your Grind do not suggest you any jobs. Self-paced personalized course program. Find Your Grind is only doing it based on the research curriculum, only for the between grades 6 to 12. So not taking care of the guys with graduate, masters, or PhD degrees. Recruiting models, no one has. Handshake is just trying to make one, starting to make one. Yeah. So there are very few. We have very clearly competitive advantage on so many things.
Do you see a potential of your company building a partnership with companies such as LinkedIn or Coursera or any of those MOOCs self-learning companies out there?
So we already have the kind of initial talks with Coursera, with Udemy, with DataCamp. They already gave us the affiliate link. So if anybody go from our platform to their platform and register for the courses, they will give us 20% commission. So we have already started talking to those guys. but we want to do this immigration books and mature the product first before we go wild and talk to these guys. Our focus right now is to at least get 2 or 3 enterprise clients within next quarter on board, so it will give us the confidence. It will give us the finances to take it to the million user.
In a similar, spirits in terms of partnership, would you see also a potential partnership with recruiting firms such as ZipRecruiter or any
Yes,
of those?
why not? Definitely, yes. And this is what we are working on the API as well. So we'll just give them our monetized API, and they can see all of the courses, all of these scores directly in their application systems.
Okay. I saw on the attendees list Brother Farhan Saini, who I recall it was LinkedIn. Brother Farhan, if you care to unmute and give any comments in terms of what you've seen of the product.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair. First of all, just to introduce myself, I'm an executive at LinkedIn, believe it or not. I manage our North America business for Talent Solutions, which sells hiring and learning products. So very interested in what you're doing here. I think it's a great opportunity. I think that there is, I would say, a possibility, as someone mentioned earlier, that LinkedIn is going to continue to refine its jobs algorithm. It does a lot of jobs wrapping and scraping, as you can imagine. So it would be like not unheard of that they would be able to simply use the data that they have plus their profile data to be able to create and update an algorithm that already exists. It's called Jobs You May Be Interested In. I think many people here are familiar with it. So that's something to keep an eye on, Brother Zeeshan, as just what could happen with respect to LinkedIn, because they do have the advantage of the data, which is a competitive moat, right? Because they've got access to data that I think a lot of others don't. I think that's one of the things that I love, that your focus is on your mission and that you're thinking about your path forward, and that you're not distracted by like what could an exit look like. But it is in reality something to think about is, what does that timing look like? What are potential exit paths that allow you to continue to see your mission happen, perhaps in the hands of another company or organization if it heads that way? Should you see one of these bigger players like LinkedIn start to edge into some of the things that you're working on here? And there's not the aspects of SkilledScore that are surfaced on LinkedIn, but certainly like there are things that you can find on LinkedIn, such as Next Role Explorer within LinkedIn Learning, where someone can look at their role now and then see the different paths of what it could lead to in the future. So happy to chat offline. I will be neutral in that sense that I don't want to have there be a conflict of interest, right, with respect to potentially investing or doing something that would either advantage my current company or yours. But I do have a lot of experience here, particularly on the go-to-market side. So if I can be of any help, let me know.
And maybe it can be a collaboration, whereas, speaking of credit scores again, there's companies don't rely on one, like they go to 3 different, TransUnion and like just 2 others. And maybe LinkedIn can use also be like, hey, this is your skills score, and just, put it on the profile. I think that would be nice to see. I think you mentioned that there's some integrations in the progress.
We've already been approached by Career Karma. They really want to talk after the Infosys, but we really want to talk with Infosys first. They are the giant. With the Springboard, they are already in 40 states. So if we solidify our relationship with them, that would be give us a really, really big edge.
Awesome. Sister Homera, I don't want to put you in spot, but I saw your hand up, but then it was lowered again. Do you still want to ask your question? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just the similar question, right? Like I saw Handshake, and usually university students use that a lot. So I was thinking, like, in the future, are you thinking about API integration into that so they can get the score? Like, I was just curious regarding the API integration with all these sources?
Yes, we just launched a few weeks ago. So this is so we are already working on the API and the enterprise version, but this is on site. I was a adjunct professor at Brown University. I graduated from Florida Tech. I taught a couple of courses at MIT as well. I have good relationship with Harvard, with so many other universities as well. So this is in our radar. We are going to go after them as soon as we done with the seed round.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay,
And just a thought, like a thought here. I think you should probably, I don't know, I'll leave it up to you. Probably mention the DEI aspect of it. Like, it's a number. There's the thing you can't, like, for example, credit score. Someone looks at it, you can't tell, what race they belong to or what they, what their background is. I think there is some of that in converting to this model. And on that note, I think that one of uh, the measurement of the success would be people start putting your score on their resumes. Like, hey, look, my skills score, like on my resume. That alone tells me that I'm hireable in this area. I think that would be really awesome. Brother Kamran, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Brother Zeeshan, that I've seen your videos as well on the YouTube. Please continue with your passion and with the purpose. While all this profitability is amazing, but if any partnership takes you away from your purpose, then definitely it's not worth it. So I'm very, a good fan of what you do and what you're trying to do. And inshallah, we'll continue to support and pray. And I know Apple and some of the other companies have proven that if people believe in their in the causes and the purpose, there will be enough people who will support you, irrespective of all the hurdles.
Thank you so
Inshallah.
much.
Awesome. And we see a heart from Gulrez Khan. Thank you for the heart. No, don't take it away. That was good. Sister Ishma, I see your hand up.
Yes, Jazakallah khair again. I actually listened to all the discussions and wanted to just chime in. Earlier today, I spoke to one of our Santa Clara board member who's a Muslim, and I had mentioned about Brother Zeeshan. And are you available for talks or presence in education department? Because we have in California, 2 sisters who are actually on the board of education, and they are having sessions with AI and bringing in individuals or leaders from the AI to come and actually educate the, I guess, board members, so that in the future, when they are applying, different solutions or introducing methods of learning for teachers as well as for students, they can have you as advisors. So if you're available, do let me know. I can connect you directly. SubhanAllah, I just met them today. So there's 2 sisters and one more sister who runs a company that teaches the teachers in the California School of Education department. So she trains them. And so that was one question. That if you're available for talking opportunities, I will connect you and you can take it from there, inshallah.
Sure. I will be area from 21st to 31st of August. I also wrote a book, AI for the 5th grader. It's available on Amazon. So, I would love to talk to them. Sure.
MashaAllah. So, and we also, I had a question actually on the fundraise that you're doing. I don't recall if you mentioned the cap table, the offering you're doing, or is it open to anyone, or is it just a 2 million and direct raise with VCs?
So open for everyone. You can chip in whatever, we are open for crowdfunding.
What's your minimum? Yeah, what's your minimum ask then? And if you can share a little bit more detail.
No minimum. If we have a lot of people from the crowdfunding, we'll create the SPV for them. So there is no minimum. You can start from $5,000. No issues at all.
Okay. Jazakallah khair, and I concur with Brother Kamran said. I watched your videos, and I guess the social media, Jazakallah khair, continue doing that purpose. It's more beyond that, this thing. And if possible, actually just have come in person here so we can have you be a speaker at our events, in-person events.
Sure, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
I think that's a really good suggestion. We do have our monthly events they're in person to a larger audience. Anywhere from like 250 to 400 people attend that on a monthly basis, and we do it at different masajids. We have partnerships on all over Bay Area. We do have 4 minutes, so I see Brother Dr. Amar. He has his hand up. Dr. Amar, you have a question?
Yes, it's a follow-up to what I asked before, Brother Zeeshan. Of the 2 million raised, you're looking to raise, how much of that is committed? Would you be interested to introduce you to venture capital firm who we have worked with and close partner to our club?
Yes, please do introduce me. I'm a super geek. I can do anything under the hood. So this is my new area when I need to meet the VCs, and so I need any kind of introduction that any of you can make, definitely.
So the money you're raising, I assume it's going to be a priced round, not a safe note, correct?
No, it's priced round. It's priced round.
Okay. Very good.
So we have 3 minutes. If no one has any questions, I have a few comments. I think the presentation was excellent. As I mentioned, you hit all the marks. To Dr. Amar's point, do take your time, because these are the only platforms you will have time to express everything. Like usually these pitches are like 5 minutes, and they're very strict, and they'll move you off the stage if you're not done in the 5 minutes, and then followed up by questions. So my comments, the remaining comments, uh, I'll limit to the product, because that's kind of like my background. I feel like you mentioned that you are going after North American market. I feel like the design of the product can be a little bit better as far as the color scheming and other things that I saw in your demo. Definitely, I would consult a designer, get that updated, and that has some points with the VCs when you talk to them, like, hey, we're focused on, because it is a customer facing product, kind of like LinkedIn and other ones. I don't want to say like be like LinkedIn, but it's a good benchmark from that perspective. At the same time, I think you mentioned integration. Work that into your presentation as well, because the more integration a product have, like an online product, the better. The more you can list it, I think that would help your case that much better. And I think that's all I have. I do have a ton of questions as to your formula. How do you come up with it? But I don't think we have time for that. So if no one has any questions, I'll leave it to you. Final 30 seconds, final remarks, and then we can close after that.
Thank you so much for listening to me. Just wanted to reiterate that this is very, very close to my heart. Changing somebody's life, and taking them out of poverty, giving them the chance, giving the right direction is a big thing. I always say that if you know the right path, all of the people who do not know the path are your responsibility. So this product, I do it, somebody else do it. This is needed for the time, for massive youth that we have in Muslim countries, and we owe this to them to be able to guide them. So if nothing else,
I will
make dua for us.
I can relate to it, and I don't think there's anyone in this meeting that cannot relate to that, how much it becomes easier in your professional life if you have guidance. And with that note, I may even reach out to you for myself, asking you guidance, and inshallah, we wish you nothing but success. I think you have a great product. Word is your oyster. And if you're successful, you can easily hit that $1 billion. I don't agree with Brother Kamran. I think you should go after the money as well as your mission as well. It just makes things easier. And feel free to reach out to us. How we can help. Making introductions or any mentorship or anything that we can help out with.
Thank you.